This book, Identity and Coherence in Christology by Paul Scott, explores the identity and coherence in Christology. Yep. I do love a good academic title. It really just tells you what the whole thing's about. That can be very nice. It's also not all that exciting, but it does tell you what you're looking at. But on a more serious note, this book is one that acknowledges that there are some serious issues in Christology as it has been laid out in Chalcedon, because Chalcedon doesn't really explain how everything works. It just gives the boundary line of Christ is one person, but he has two natures, and the natures are unmixed, but they also are inseparable, and so on and so forth. Throughout the years, Christology has been attacked in a variety of ways, and this book is a modern attempt at defending the Chalcedonian definition of what Christ is, and it does so by attempting to posit a revised version of the habitus theory, which is essentially, by way of idiom or by way of analogy, it is the idea that the divine nature of Christ puts on the human nature via something like a garment or a coat or something like that. It's put on as an exterior thing, but it's related to the divine person. The challenge with this is that this makes the human nature an external adjunct, and that's his case that he makes here in this book, is that the human nature is an external adjunct that relates to but is not part of the divine nature. And he rejects this idea of parts on the one hand. So he says that mereology, though coherent, it makes sense, goes against Chalcedon, and mereology is the study of parts and their relation to the whole. Mereology, in his opinion, is coherent, but it fails Chalcedon. Whereas here the problem is the habitus theory that he's trying to do kind of forces us into one of these areas, Nestorianism or some form of Gnosticism, because the external adjunct is the one who is suffering. If his flesh isn't actually part of who he is, then it just appears that he suffers. Or it falls into Nestorianism, where we have two different persons. I actually think this is a very solid book. It gives a good history of the different attempts, and it engages with those attempts. Although I do think that its attempt to solve the problem is flawed.